It's fun to finally be talking about this one. It's obviously a favorite of mine, being how I use it so prevalently in the show. Hopefully this means people will stop asking in the comments what song's in the intro. I kid. Ooh Va La has an interesting history to it. The version you hear in the intro is another outtake from the Caesar demo. This is my preferred version of the song. That fuzzy, big, distorted riff and feedback to the intro really kicks things off and gets me every time. I'm also a big fan of Jeaner's modulated vocals on this version. They fit the feel perfectly in my opinion. Some people may not realize this is actually not the final version of the song. Ooh Va La was recorded and added to the Japanese version of Quebec, as well as the UK promo version. This version forgoes the big fuzzed out guitar for a more jangly 4-track feel with its drum machine backing track. I do enjoy the version too, just not quite as much. When played live, this is what you're going to hear. Either way, the song crushes, and it's actually sweet having two different takes on it, to be honest.
I sit lazy in the sun, cream pie and an apple tie and make consumption fun. I'll say all day as I sit lazy in the sun, cream pie and an apple tie and make consumption fun. I like he sang. Ooh Va La, Bootamuti. Ooh Va La, Bootamuti sang. Ooh Va La, Bootamuti.
I decided to go into more detail around this one and the ambiguity on it as well. Being there isn't as much information around on these rare songs, it's fun to really dig in and think about what they mean. Let's get that going in the comments too.
I'll say all day as I sit lazy in the sun, cream pie and an apple tie made for consumption fun. Tricky dicks got some liquor to smoke, so prop me up if you please. Stumpy eyes tell lies, but you can't disguise the truth.
The lyrics here seem to be conveying the joys of laying around and partaking in some consciousness expansion. The lines that really stick out to me are of course referencing Tricky Dick, which was a nickname for former President Richard Nixon, who was notoriously anti-drug. This combined with the line "stuffy eyes tells lies, but you can't disguise the truth" led me to think about a drug experience, as a stuffy eyes is exactly how it describes someone partaking in such things. There may be even more to the Nixon reference here as well, as you can't disguise the truth. It alludes to how governments often can't be trusted as transparency becomes an issue. Often when expanding one's mind further with chemicals or herbal substances, people start seeing behind these lines to the truth. This leads us to the chorus. Ooh Va La seems like a take on the famous French turn of phrase, oh la la. The French phrase, oh la la, isn't so much an expression as it is interjection. It can indicate surprise, disappointment, commiseration, distress, annoyance, really any moderately strong reaction to something that was just said or done. There is no connotation of sexiness or impropriety in the French version. This expression is often used in English talk about something risque. It tends to be misspelled and mispronounced. Ooh la la. I honestly have no clue what Pooty Moody is, past something that just sounds cool and is good in a chorus. If you have any ideas, do let me know.
Tread like in moonlight, bald head in the sun. Lungs dried up, I pulverize and feed to the young.
Dreadlocks in the moonlight, bald head in the sun ties into my thoughts on the first verse. This seems to be referencing someone who parties at night, but during the day is a different person entirely. The theme of truth seems to be being further explored here as well. Lumped, dried up, and pulverized could be buds being dried and run through a grinder, then being fed to the young. This could be a statement on government's hypocrisy concerning drug use and the war on drugs itself. A lot of government money is raised and used to fight this war that was created and propped up by false information. Richard Tricky Dick Nixon was largely responsible for starting the drug fear in the 1960s that continues to this day. We're only now finally seeing a more intelligent conversation around recreational and natural drug use. It only took a passing of an entire generation to get here.
Like a dick off the Asian barrel. What kind of trick do you have up your sleeve? Plug it up, or put it back, go in and rescue me.
Here, Jenner is directly speaking to someone, asking the question if you have a trick up your sleeve, which is an interesting shift in my opinion. Relating to my take on this song, he could be referencing the idea of whoever it is supplying him not being fully able to be trusted. Do they have this ulterior motive and are using him in their plan? The final two lines can be interpreted as that same person now cracking down on what they've done and are supplying. Plug it up and put it back, rescue me. In the context of my thoughts on this song, can be read as the people in power supplying are now cutting off the supply and being the hero, coming in and rescuing everyone from the thing that they actually propagated in the beginning. Let me know what your guys' takes on this one are, and also let's talk about which version you actually prefer, the Caesar or Quebec version. Ouvala has been played 17 times live. Both of the promo import versions of Quebec that have Ouvala on them are available on Discogs for a really good price. Nobody gives a shit about CDs anymore.
I'll say all days I sit lazy in the sun. Green pie and apple char made the consumption fun. Tricky Dick's got some lick to smoke, so prop me up if you please. Stuffy eyes, tell lies, but you can't disguise the truth. Dreadlock in the moonlight, and bald head in the sun. Lump dried up, I pulverize and feed to the young. Like a dick off the Asian barrel. What kind of trick do you have up your sleeve? Plug it up, put it back, go in and rescue me.
Voilà.